Alright, welcome everyone to Peterson's Farms of Nashville. And today we had a little breakdown on the yard cart. And it was really grinding and clunking, and this seems to be what the problem is, or at least the obvious problem. I see some bolts missing in the sprocket wheel, and the chain is off the chain is off the sprocket. Bolts missing in the sprocket wheel, and the chain is off the sprocket. And I have my helper with me today.
I got hammer, Papa need this. Papa need that.
That's tools she thinks I need
and
for
the
this.
Tape.
And the tape.
For this to tie up.
Yeah. So we're gonna fix it with all these tools
I'm
right
gonna
here.
help Papa.
You're gonna help Papa.
And this go.
All right.
This go in there.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, we'll start turning this down and see what the actual real problem is. All right. I'm trying to film this with my phone, but the sprocket obviously should be going back on here, like so. It fits there. Then there's 4 bolts and nuts. Only one of them survived, which is good at least. It's deformed. There's one of these that comes out. It's not supposed to.
This?
Yeah, that. Thank you.
My mom called me.
Your mom called you?
Yeah. And I said, oh, we package YouTube now. I'll be busy.
Yeah. Told Mama you're doing YouTube.
Yeah.
That's the tape she says we need.
And this.
We need this. Everybody needs a screwdriver.
And hammer.
Everybody needs a screwdriver.
And hammer.
And a hammer. And a hammer. Bailey's toolbox. But anyway, if you look right here, I think it's this one.
Yeah.
It's missing can't see it too well, but it's missing one of these things that locks the chain in. And right now it comes off like so, which is maybe not a bad thing because it'll help us get the chain back on place.
Aww.
But it needs to have one of those locks on this side too. So we might as well remove that for now and take that with us to go get what we need.
Okay.
That's just a spacer for in between the chain links. So we've got some bolts to replace the old one. Let me show you what those look like. Well, there was only one left, and it looked like this. So got me some bolts with the lock washers or lock nuts on them. We'll see how that works. Alright, get that on there, let's tighten her up.
So this? That's good.
Alright, so finally had some success at my local Rural King. Found out my part is a 50. And so, really, I was fortunate enough that this stayed on the chain link, because if I would have lost that, the length of these could have been problematic, because pretty much anything you find in the store is going to be just a single chain link. This is a dual chain link connector. That's what I'm finding out, because I have 2 chains basically on this cart. However, along in the package you get all these other connectors. That's really what I was trying for. And for $5 you get all these. Won't necessarily use them, but the two main pieces that I was trying to get out of all this is the other connector, or the link that will fit my link connector, like so. And then the actual pin, set pin or keeper that comes for this size. So those were the two things that I was trying to get, and I was able to do in this one package. So let's go ahead and get it put together and hopefully start riding it again this afternoon. Lined up with one pair of hands, and it just goes in between those two links and then these two links. Then we will go ahead and get the actual connector lined up and through. That's the most difficult part. There. So we got them lined up through here. So there's two spacers in between there. The connector goes all the way through the two chain links. And then now we just gotta get this on. And this on. Sorry. Almost forgot the main piece. The link. There. Like so. And then just get this on. Now that is set in place like so, and our chain is back on. Seems a little sloppy. I don't know if there's an adjustment. So as you start to adjust that nut, tighten it up, you can see the chain picking up slack right there, see? And it's gonna get tighter, and I'm not sure how tight it needs to be or should. All right, as you can see, we got that adjuster adjusted. Chain is tighter, about a half inch play. So we'll go with that and see how that rocks and rolls. And then we got this adjuster nut, set nut, right in there, tight. So that's your adjuster, your chain tensioner. Just basically moves the motor up and down to adjust the chain. Pretty simple. It was on the my original video for the CV clutch assembly that I replaced in the belt. Everybody thinks it's a wet clutch, or questions, is it a wet clutch and do you have to drain the CV oil? No, it is a dry clutch. It's separated. This is your clutch housing all on this side, and this is all dry in there. There's no fluid, just a clutch assembly, a sprocket, a belt, and some other miscellaneous stuff. This side, however, your chain side in this gear, this side is all wet. That's where your transmission fluid is located. And then there's a drain plug underneath here that drains that. So you do not have to drain transmission fluid if you're replacing the clutch and the belt. It's a dry system. They do have a gasket on the cover, or you could apply a sealer, but that's just to keep liquid out, like water, mud, that kind of stuff, if you've got this vehicle in those conditions. So I hope that answers your question, and thank you for watching my other video on changing the CV belt on the YS200 transmission. Now let's get this out on the road and see what happens. Let's get this out in the light. see, there's the chain, there's the new nuts. Needs an exhaust, but oh well. I can already tell just by adjusting that chain, it's much better. So let's see if she holds up through the Peterson Farms of Nashville test. Let's go check out the garden. Sprinkler fell over. That's not good. Not very productive either. All right. The Yard Sport XLT YS200 is back in service. Got the new sprocket or new chain installed that had broken. And got all that replaced. Got the sprocket repaired with the new lock nuts and bolts. There was 3 missing. One was bent severely. And got the chain tightened with the just by tightening it up here on the engine mount in the frame. Got it all back up and going. Friends, family, and future generations, glad you could join us here today. We could do this kind of stuff on Peterson's farm of Nashville so that, you know, only enjoy it today, but understand what we do today in the future. God bless y'all. Have a great weekend.